What up, folks? Welcome back to Ultrazilla Toys, and today I have a review of the Toy Notch / Toy Forge Astrobots 02 Argos. Okay, so 01 was Apollo. I skipped out on 01 because when I saw this one, I flipped. I really like the aesthetic here, and I went with this one. These guys, for me, came out of nowhere. Just a few months back, I would say. Not that long ago. I haven't been following this project prior to like March, I would say. February, March. I saw them on Facebook for the first time. And then shortly after that, Evangelist had a prototype review up of Apollo, and that looked really cool. But the colors on that one threw me off a little bit. I wasn't too into it. I did like the design somewhat, but I really liked the design of this one. When I saw this one, I had to get it. So when, I finally saw the pre-orders, I was like, you know what? I'm pulling the trigger on this one. Now, of course, that I have this one, I kind of want Apollo as well, but he's pretty much sold out across the board. First at Toy Notch, and now like pre-orders had gone up last week at Big Bad Toy Store, at TF Source, at Toy Dojo. Ages 3 and up I saw had them. If you know anybody else that has them, let me know. All those places are sold out of Apollo, but they still have Argos, which is surprising because this dude is incredible. And I'm surprised, am I the only one that like thought this aesthetic was nicer? What's different with Apollo? He's got like little toes sticking out, more ape-like. It's kind of a skull head, but the colors with the kind of like light gray plastic like this and the bright orange and blue for me didn't work so well. I'm not a big orange and blue fan, like growing up a New Yorker, I was a Yankee fan, not a Mets fan, and I don't like the Knicks either, so orange and blue reminds me of those guys. It might be silly, but hey. That's how fandom goes sometimes. This guy just kind of did it for me. Like the nice, more dark grays and the yellow. I really like that aesthetic a lot. Plus his head sculpt is very different. Not that I don't like the head sculpt on Apollo. I think that head sculpt looks nice. But I do like this one a little better. I think it looks really cool. It's very interesting. I don't know if he's meant to be like their bad guy or if he's just like, just another Astrobot. But yeah, I really like this guy. But I like this guy a lot. So let's take a look further. Head sculpt is really cool. I really like this. I don't know, it's like a classic robotic look. But there's definitely like this, like, both, like a primate type of feel going on. More so in Apollo. But you got the giant upper body, long arms, kind of littleish head. But also kind of like a football player in a way. It's like, I don't know. There's an aesthetic here that reminds me of, like, shoulder pads and whatnot. So a couple of different influences going on here, I could see. But yeah, I like this head sculpt. It's very classic looking in a way. It's cool. It's a nice design. He's got beady eyes, and they do glow. We'll take a look at that in a little while. It's like, or we could take a look at it now, but let's see how good we could take a look at it. So, yeah. He's got LEDs in the eyes. You install them back here. You just slide this open. It's not that easy to slide open on this guy in particular, but that's what you do. And then you just press down on his head. And there you go. Yeah, it's not so bad. Looks decent on camera. Doesn't last for too long. I'd say about 10 seconds or less. Let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. About 15 seconds. At least that time. If I'm even counting. I didn't do the whole Mississippi. But yeah, very, very nice head sculpt. And the LED looks fine, in the dark. here. I can't even tell if they're on. They are on, but you can't even see it, so it kind of doesn't work well. But I like the yellow here, right on the, in the middle of his head, and his head looks floppy, but it's for the the light up gimmick. And you can turn it fine in articulation, which we will look at more in a little bit. Sculpt wise, it's so good. It's so good, guys. I really love this aesthetic. Again, very primate-ish. Love that idea. Love this like really small midsection with all these like geared looking things going on. Really nice. Back is awesome. They sculpted this guy all throughout, and it looks fantastic. Fantastic. Love like the way the spine looks. Again, this is where you put the battery right in here. So yeah, there you go with that. Again, it's not so easy to slide out. At least it wasn't for me, and getting it back in wasn't so hot either. But that's really like my only complaint. It's not even a major complaint. Just look at this. Like, I love how this looks below here. That looks cool. Going down. Love this. All the way down to the back of his legs. Looking back in front here. Very nice. All throughout, on the sides, on the inner thighs, everywhere. Good sculpt work. I love the different grays. There's like really light gray, that like nice medium gray here, more like a gunmetal and certain spots. It's like a dark gray. It's not really super gunmetal, but close to it. Looks good. Even like his hands here have a couple different grays in them, which is nice. This is like a little, if there's any accessories, it's this. It's like these little gun hands, and they do come off just like so, and you can add them to Apollo if you want. He does have the same. They're very similar in sculpt. They're not like 100% sculpted the same, but the frames are the same, obviously. And then they take some liberties in the head and the chest and various parts of it. I would suggest checking out Midzo Makaya's review, Mead's of Argos in particular. That's where he does a lot of like comparisons of the two. So yeah, I mean, after you watch my review, of course. Come on, guys. But yeah, like I really dig it. It's a really great design. Again, I like the feet a lot. I like this better, being full foot than the like exposed toes that Apollo has, and that was one of the deciding factors, as well as the color. I would love to see Apollo's head on this body. I think that would look cool. And that said, even though like I'm still kind of looking for Apollo, if they do a repaint of Apollo in different colors, I'd be more into that. I would love that. I would not care at all about getting the original Apollo. So Toy Notch, Toy Forge. Toy Forge is the designer. Toy Notch is the manufacturer. Please give us a repaint of Apollo. Obviously, it's doing well, sold out everywhere. So give us a repaint of that guy. Maybe add some reds, maybe black and white. These are also suggestions of my Repack podcast co-host Ken. So yeah, shout out to him. But yeah, I wanted to mention that because those are all good ideas. You got little bit of a different yellow than you do here. This is more like, I feel like it just could have been painted once more, but I don't mind a little bit of a different shade there. It works for me, so that's pretty decent. Yeah, man, this is awesome. So looks wise, I love it. I just really do love it. I mean, there's nothing not to love here. And then articulation is where it really crushes it tremendously. It's incredible. So you saw the head moves around, the neck moves around as well. So you get good range of motion in the head, despite it having an LED gimmick, which is cool. The chest moves incredibly well. Like so fluid. It's amazing. Whatever they did in there is great. And then he's got an extra joint right in the middle there, which makes those gears look cool. That's what it looks like in the back. Nice fluid. You see the joint right up in there. It's very nice. And it feels so great, guys. The plastic quality is fantastic. Feels so awesome in hand. I really love it. You got like butterfly joints kinda in here. It's like a rotating joint. It comes out and in. And you know, you could get nicely across, I would say. And it is a little hindered by, you know, a little bit of a sculpt, but not much at all. And you do get a lot, and this comes in and out too, guys. So you're getting a lot of range of motion in this shoulder, and then it rotates up here on this side. You hold this part down, so you get that, and that part is rotating on there, which is awesome. And then this joint moves on a hinge in there all the way through and up right into here, hidden nicely, done well. Then you got a swivel, the bicep, you got a nicely jointed elbow, which is double jointed up in there, up in here, and then it slides again on this nice piece of sculpt work for an elbow. Not revealing any joints, just beautifully done. Really nice. You got a nice hinge and swivel at the wrist. Really hinges far in, which is great. And then the fingers, as you might have been seeing, are all articulated. I mean, it's articulated here on a ball, and then a hinge up in here, and then a hinge here, you know, in the middle of the digit there. Wow. Super, super cool. And then, you know, all the rest. All articulated. Really awesomely articulated. And these all come outwards on hinges. So, look at all that movement. That is fantastic. That is like beyond masterpiece. You know what I'm saying? That's beyond, like, better than a lot of masterpiece figures, Transformers. Really awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, at the legs here, you got rotation up here. And then you got another one of these, like, swinging hinges here. So, he'll go about that far. Which is totally fine. It's totally great. And it rotates as well, which is nice. The knee has the same as the elbow, like double jointed, and, you know, slides out nice. Really great there. And then the foot, you know, rocks back and forth on a hinge in there, and back and forth this way. So good, guys. I absolutely love it. And you got the foot, the toe hinge there. So yeah, really nice, and everything feels great. Really great. That is incredible. I mean, you could get this guy in a ton of poses, which is fantastic with all that articulation. I'm beside myself. So this guy is roughly in the 1/12 scale, I guess in the big side of the 1/12 scale. So let's do the you know, size comparisons here. He's a little big, but you would expect him to be big, you know. There's a Marvel Legends. Here is a Figuarts. So he definitely stands tall with them, but at the same time, I feel like that's what this guy should be like. That's a NECA figure, and you know what I'm saying? Like, this feels more like still the 1/12 scale. Here is Ultraman. I'll do that. Another NECA figure. New NECA figure. A little smaller one. Crash Bandicoot. And here's a Voyager class Megatron Studio Series, so a lot smaller than that. But I would definitely say he's a 1/12 scale. Oh, before I continue, there's a one piece of articulation there I think I missed. It's got a waist swivel. So, there you go. And there might be more. I don't know. This guy, he's got some hidden spots here. You know, like, it's quite incredible. I wouldn't doubt if I found more articulation. And if you guys know of any, just share with us. So, there you go. This guy is awesome. And I am definitely gonna say I haven't said, you haven't heard me say stuff like this this year, but this guy is gonna be a contender for Figure of the Year. I'm dab blown away by this, especially from a new company. Are you kidding? That's just incredible. It looks so good. It feels so good. It moves so good. You know, I mean, it doesn't have accessories except for these gun hands, but this guy's a brawler. These guys are brawlers. I mean, for sure, that's how I would justify that. And it's not like he would have accessories that we would know. This is like a, you know, clean page here for these guys to play around with their new universe. And I, for one, am really looking forward to what they do next. I'm definitely going to be paying attention. This guy blows me away. And the best part about this is only $60 plus, what, $10 shipping or so? That is awesome. That is awesome. Came in a really nice 30 box. Please check out my unboxing of this guy if you want me to go all box art nerd on it, because I do. Yeah. This is an awesome figure, guys. Really awesome. It's going to be very high on my list for sure. It has to be. At least, as of right now, it might be. It's definitely a top 5. I don't know where yet. I don't want to say, because a lot can happen, you know. And there's, you know, you gotta compare him with the other figures. So, but I am quite smitten with this guy, and definitely looking around for Apollo. Wish I would have gotten it, but hope Toy Notch actually produces a recolor of Apollo. That would be ideal for me. The best situation. But I will be looking for him. Alright guys, so that's it. That is my review of the Astrobots. Oh, you know what, guys? Hey, this is a good little interesting comparison. Here's a Mechazone Defender. Those guys go really well together. He was right in front of me, and I did think about it, but I forgot. I thought about it before. Yeah, I still gotta review that one. But this guy, wow. Double thumbs up, and if you can find this guy still on pre-order, please do yourself a favor and get him. Please. I can't recommend him enough. It's incredible. Alright, that's it. Enough gushing. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know your thoughts on this figure, and until next time, peace out, peeps.